G'day guys, and welcome to Retrospect Reviews. I'm Vince, and welcome to the new games room. Well, if you've been following my channel for a while, you will know that I have moved again and have a new games room. Now this is a lot bigger than all the game rooms I've had before, but I've got so much stuff, it is still really too small. Now I've got a fair bit of my collection set up in this room. As you can see, I've got new shelving for the box games and most of the console stuff, and I've got a new shelf for the consoles, which I will show you later on. Now, I apologise if the lighting in this video is a bit all over the place. I am filming this on a day that we have had record snowfall in Australia. Something that hasn't happened where I live in apparently around 25 years, I've been told. So I am trying to get this shot, so the lighting might be a little bit off. So I do apologise for that. So let's start in this corner of the room, and we have a bit of a closer look at some of my favourite big box games and console games that I have, and then we'll move over to the consoles, and I'll also show you where I have my 3 favourite retro computers set up ready to go when I feel like playing them. I've switched to handheld mode just so we can get a better look at some of the stuff. So in this corner, up on the wall here, I've got a couple of Star Trek figures I picked up recently. I got Jean-Luc Picard for $4, and I've got Q there for, I think I paid $11. They were selling them out, so I grabbed, these are the only 2 they had, so I grabbed these 2. I don't know why Picard was $4 and Q was a little bit dearer. I think they used to retail for like $29.95 or something like that, so I don't know why they sold those off. Anyhow, so I've got them up there, moved down. Behind the Starbird box here, this picture actually my wife brought back from Singapore when she went there long before we even got engaged. We were just friends, so she brought that back for me. Yeah, so this is my Starbird. This was given to me by a friend many years ago. This was he originally got it for a present, but when he got to a certain age, he gave it to me. I'd love to know if he actually misses it and want it back. We all have things that we've given away to younger friends and family that we wish we never did now, but so I've still got it. The only thing that was missing was the rockets. It used to fire rockets. I've been on the search looking for them, but yeah, they're not exactly easy to find. I think that's one of the things that goes missing with them. So yeah, so that's pretty much complete except for the, I think there was half a dozen rockets. I think you can see them on the bottom there. Yeah, so these rockets, he did tell me he lost them. He did have them when he was younger, but he did lose those rockets, him and his brother shooting them at each other. Okay, and then just in front of that, I've got a emoji Bowser, and just some odd Mario stuff. I think these are McDonald's, so I picked them up from McDonald's. And I think this used to have candy in it, because that's just a tin that's really empty. I got that for nothing at a garage sale, and I'm not sure, I think my friend Mel found that when we did a thrift store swap. So I'll link that video down below if you want to go and check that out. That's with my friend Melissa J, who she's got a channel of her own, so I'll leave a link to both of those down below if you want to go and check that video out, plus her channel. Okay, so down on the next shelf down is where I keep all my unboxed NES games. Now I don't have a lot of the NES games. Some of these were given to me by family. Some I've picked up in a couple of bundles, but I think majority of the stuff I got here is from family. I've got some Game Boy Advance games here. That's where I'll keep all those. This is one of those multi-carts that I got. Christine brought me this with a original Game Boy Advance on. Original Game Boy Advance. So that's got like heaps of games in it. 369 in one apparently, but I think most of those are doubles. Okay, I've got some Game Boy stuff. Most of these Game Boys, some I picked up, some were gifts from friends and family. This one maybe I'll put it in front of the camera. This one I picked up myself. This is what I had originally when I had my original Game Boy. It was Double Dragon. Harry Potter I was given to me by family friends when they gave me the Game Boy Advance SP, the small one, folding one. So there's a lot in here, like I could be here all day. But yeah, I've got a lot of those. At the back there is some Famicom games. I've only got 3. One of those I brought and the rest are from family. Super Nintendo games, once again, some I purchased and some family gave, friends gave, and a couple of them actually my father-in-law found with a Super Nintendo, so that was good. N64 games, all these I pretty much purchased myself. They either came with the N64 I picked up, or I picked up just off eBay or in garage sales. So I've got Donkey Kong there, Rally, Mortal Kombat, Hot Wheels, Beetle Adventure. That is an excellent game. That I love playing that, and Quake 2 there, all unboxed unfortunately. This is I think you have to have this to play Starburst. A friend gave me that, and this is a converter so you can play Famicom games in your normal NES, PAL NES. So yeah, I think you need that to play Star Fox, and I think you can also put different region games into that as well, if I remember right. And now moving down is pretty much my Atari collection. So this is not all my Atari collection, this is all my loose cartridges. A lot of this stuff I've got back over the years that we used to have. We used to have Donkey Kong in box, and same with Frogger. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, now that's a new one. That's one that I always wanted as a kid, but we never got that. I wouldn't mind getting the Return of the Jedi one and the original Star Wars one for the Atari 2600, but I think they might be a bit pricey. I have to check that out. These used to be one of my favourite Atari games when I was a kid, was these double cartridges, especially Spike's Peak and Ghost Manor. I always wanted to complete those. So I might have to give them a go. Same with Robin Hood in the background there, and Sir Lancelot. My brother loves Sir Lancelot, but I always wanted to do Robin Hood and get Robin Hood a little bit better. These are just the VTech V-Smile games. I brought a whole bundle. I think I got the whole lot for $20. I think there was a whole stack of them. Now they originally wanted $3 each from, and they sat in the charity shop for ages and no one purchased them. Then I went in one day and they had them all bundled up, so I grabbed them. Okay, next shelf down I've got Master System games and loose Mega Drive games or Genesis games. This I picked up in a garage sale. He sold it to me because he reckoned it didn't work, but what I found is when you put it in your Mega Drive, you got to actually hit reset, and then the menu pops up. If you just put it in and turn the Mega Drive on, it doesn't actually bring up anything, so you got to put it in, reset, and away you go. And I think most of these I brought at garage sales. And that one doesn't work. I've tried looking at that. I think either the chip's gone in it or it needs a new board, which I haven't been able to pick up. Same with the Master System. I think most of the Master System games work. All these Master System games work except for Mickey Mouse. That one I could never get to work, but it was I got some of these from a sale I got off Facebook, and when I got the bag, it looked like a lot of them had been in a shed somewhere that got water damage. So luckily most of them worked except for that one. These are all Commodore 64 cartridges. They plug into the back of the Commodore 64s. Most people got one or two of these with the breadbox Commodore 64s. And these are for the Intertron Electronic VC4000. This is one of the consoles I picked up. Me and my uncle picked up years ago for $2. We got a big bundle of old consoles when no one wanted them. So these are all the loose ones. I do have some in box that I bought online really cheap from Israel. Down here are pretty much all my PS1 games. Now a lot of these I've picked up over the years. Some are not in the casing, I should say, are not in the best condition. But I did get a fair bit from my mate Stephen. He gave me all the Final Fantasies and a number of the RPG games that are in here. This is the PS1 game. This is my PS1 Holy Grail, the one that I wanted to get back. And I totally forgot my friend Stephen actually brought this on my recommendation. So I was so happy when he said, "Oh look, I've got a heap of gaming stuff. Do you want it?" He needed to get it out of his place. He had a huge Amiga collection and Commodore 64 and a number of other things. But yeah, a lot of it got damaged when they had a big flood years ago back in Sydney, many moons ago. He said a lot of it was, unfortunately, the boxes and all that got flooded out. But this game here, I was really excited when I seen it in the box that he gave me. So I was glad. That's one Holy Grail I was so glad to pick up. So that's all that. And this is, I just stuck this here. This is just the Shrek Princess Club DVD game. I made a video on that if you want to go and check that out. So I'll leave a link for that as well. Okay, let's go back up the top here. The cutest. We'll start on the top shelf of the big box shelving. So at the top, I've just got some of my toys and game stuff. This is a Zach McCracken alien disguise that I kind of put together myself for a video I wanted to do. And I just love that disguise so much that I couldn't bring myself to get rid of it. This is Playmobil Back to the Future set. I wish I had the money at the time. You can actually buy the DeLorean to go with that. So maybe if I can afford it one day, I'll get that. Here's a original Gizmo from the release of the Gremlins movie. Picked this up at a swap meet. $2 I think they gave it to me. There's I think this is more modern. This is Slimer from Ghostbusters. I think my wife found that in a thrift store or charity shop. My Alpha Probe. This I've had since I was a child. I got this brand new. It's got everything with it except for one thing, which was a tether. And I do remember cleaning the shed out once, and I found this weird bit of plastic, and I thought, what is this for? And I tossed it. And then when I was packing up to move to a different town to live with my wife, I remembered what that bit of plastic was, and unfortunately I threw it away. Moving on, here's the model I did of the Independence Day alien aircraft. I brought that not long after watching the original Independence Day. Now up here I've just got the ColecoVision CBS box. It's in pretty good condition. Unfortunately it's so big I haven't got the room to display it the way I would love to display it. But I don't have the console in it. I've got the console on display, but yeah, the box, I was so happy that the family friend who I brought this off, they still had the original box and that for it, so I was really thrilled. Me and my brother used to play this when they used to look after us all the time. So I was really happy to get that. Up here is just a bit of Lego. This flip over buggy that I've had since a kid. We bought this at the Sydney Paddy's Markets. Barrel of monkeys and just a helicopter I picked up at the garage sale one day. Okay, let's we'll move back over here. Okay, so now we'll move on to the big box games. So I haven't got these in any particular order yet. It does my head in trying to work out where or what I should put these in. Should I put them in PC or like in IBM, or should I put it in Amiga? Should I put it in Commodore 64, Apple II? I think I've got an Atari ST games, Tandy KK 3. I just can never work out what to put them in. So some are in some kind of order, some are just where I could get them on the shelf at the time. Okay. So here I was lucky to pick up a big box of Boulder Gates 2. What's this one? I think this is oh no, that's more Boulder Gates. Unfortunately, the big box is not missing with that. I tend not to collect these little boxes here of Spellforce, but that was complete, so I kept that one. Now these are Commodore 64 games that I've picked up. Nothing. I think I picked this one up because I wanted Nibblus. Nibblus was one of my favourite games. I've done a video on that, a gameplay on that, years ago. Another golf game, because if anyone's been following me for 4 years, you'll know that I keep picking up golf games for some strange reason. More Commodore 64 games. Don't think there was anything particular in that I wanted. I think it just came in the bundle. This Amiga game of Falcon. I don't know where I got this. This might have been a bundle buy that I brought off somebody. I think this is Amiga 2, another golf game. Greg Norman golf game. I think this came in the bundle. Which one was it? This Amiga one was a bundle. I didn't need this. I've got two of these. I've got an Amiga version and I've got a Commodore 64 version. This just came in a bundle. I took it, but the box is pretty trashed and there's a few things missing out of it. But this one here, this is a Commodore 64. This is one I got for a birthday, I think. Yeah, I was told by the guy, I don't know where I bought, if this was Gamesman or there was another place that used to sell games, Game Wizards or something like that. And the guy tried telling me, well, he told me and convinced me that this was like playing point and click graphic adventure games, and I love it. Look, these days, yes. When I was about 10, not so much. It's an RPG if you haven't played these, so I was a bit lost with that one. This is a Commodore 64. Yeah, Commodore 64 of Shuttle. I do have a loose version of this on the Atari 2600, but I think my mate brought me this. This was a birthday gift from one of my best mates. I think he played it more than me, to tell you the truth. But yeah, this one you get launched in the space and then you got to land the space shuttle. Really, I really need to come back and visit that. That was a really good fun game to play. Robocop. This was another bundle for the Amiga. I used to love playing Robocop 2 on the Amiga. I used to have a pirated copy back in the day. So, yeah, that's another game I want to visit one day and play. This is based on one of my favourite Bud Spencer and Terence Hill movies. I think in Australia it was called Watch Out We're Mad, but it does have different names depending on where you go. I think in Italy it's actually Else We Get Mad. I'm not sure. I can't read Italian, so I'm not sure if that translates to that. But yeah, I have seen it on is it the website for movies called Else We Get Mad. But in Australia it was called Watch Out We Get Mad. So one of my favourite movies, and when I saw this is a game that was made 2017 it was made, and it's got some really cool stuff in it. Actually we might I'll show you a bit of that. So we'll come over here and I'll just open the box, because you can still buy this if you got an Amiga, you want to play it on the Amiga, or you can actually, I think I've seen it, you can just download the files. So it comes in this nice box. So it's got, I think I've got, yeah, it doesn't come with that, I don't think. I've just put my Amiga files on here with this game, so I can, it's a backup. But I think it came with that, yeah, it came with that lanyard there, but it also came with a toothpick. If you, not, yeah, I think it's a toothpick or a cocktail stick. If you watch the movie, you'll get the reference for that, where they eat a heap of hot dogs, and that's how they keep track of who's eating the most hot dogs. I'm not sure what the deal with the eye is. I think that's a sticker. That might be a promotion for something else, but it came in the box. A little Amiga badge, because I actually bought this from Spain. I had it imported from Spain. Of course, the game disc and the manual. But yeah, I really wanted that. I kept seeing it for years on the Amiga website. So you can, oh look, it's got a YouTube thing here. You can see it, youtube.com Amiga Wave TV. I don't know if that's still going, but you can probably see the gameplay of that. But yeah, so that's a game. It's a more modern game, 2017. So I was quite happy with getting that. So we'll put that back. More Amiga stuff. This one here intrigued me. I saw that. I think I got that for $5 off of eBay, so I was quite happy to pick that. This came in a bundle. This I've had for a long time, Turbo Outrun on the Commodore 64. Why I stuck a $4 overnight sticker here. Mum used to collect and buy a lot of ex-rental videotapes. So for some reason I put a $4 sticker on here, but I got this brand new, and it's I used to love Outrun. I used to play that all the time on the Commodore 64. Now these are for a computer I don't have, but I got them quite cheap. They're on floppies, but yeah, it's just got bounce on them. I'm just trying to remember the computer that. Yeah, it's meant to be for the Computer Color Corporation, or Color Computers. You know, sounds like it's a Tandy Coco 3 or something, but yeah, no, it's not. So they're just random early basic games, really. So I've got all three there, but I don't have the computer. I don't think I've ever seen it up for sale. But yeah, if you know anything about it, let me know in the comments. This is just something I picked up at a thrift store. Was introducing NSP Plan A, an interactive computer program for strategy formulas in turbulent environments, whatever that's about. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. This was another one I thought was a cool find. Found this in a thrift store in a little country town in the middle of nowhere. Epic Pinball, and it comes on it's a DOS game, and it comes on a little floppy. I thought this was a CD, and at the time I wasn't picking up any of the CD-ROM stuff, but I thought I'd grab this. I'll just open that up so you can look. See, it comes on the little floppy. So I thought that was interesting when I opened it up. I just had a curiosity. Like I said, I wasn't really collecting PC games, and now it wants to come out. Get back in there, yeah. Alright. Okay, this is just a game that I made years ago. So I've still kept that. That's just floppy disk. These are off the Tandy Coco 3 cassettes. Spelling and Q&A, which I've done a video on. This is a pirated version of Pirates, because you got to have a pirated version of Pirates for the Commodore 64. So it's another game that me and my mates used to play a fair bit. There's something else I should revisit one day. I think there's a remake of that now, so I might have to look into that. Okay, we might move down. So we got here, these are a little bit more, some of these are modern, some of these are old. I've got Carmageddon and the Carmageddon Splat Pack. I bought these brand new. So I've had them since brand new. I started trying to collect the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. So I've got the US one, the I've got the original, Where in the World. This is for the Tandy Coco 3. I think that's for the Commodore 64. I would have loved... It's missing the proper book. It came with a Aldermac. See down there, World Aldermac. But they always seem to be missing from the early versions. I've seen the 90s versions and they always come with the Aldermac, but that one's missing. Where in Space is Carmen Sandiego. Now that's for the Apple. This is another one I've picked up just at the recycling centre with a tip. Deathgate. I don't know much about this one. I just love the graphics on the box, and it was a big box PC game, so I grabbed it. So if you've played Deathgate, let me know, and let me know if it was a good one. Now, this was a good find. My cousin Joseph found this for me. He found this with a number of other games. No One Lives Forever, and I got it for $5. Unfortunately, they've stuck sticky tape on it, and I'm a bit nervous about taking these price stickers off when I got the stickers on it. I know I've seen LGR do a tutorial on taking them off, so yeah. Theme Park for the Amiga CD32, which got damaged in so many ways on the trip. This was in mint condition when I found it, but between the second-hand dealer deciding to rub off the price tag that they wrote on the box and took off paint there, it also got a little water damage from the trip. We had some pretty bad weather back in the day. Red Faction, that's another one that my cousin found for me. It was like half a dozen games. So I got Red Faction, I think that was $5 as well. Sacrifice, now was that in the... I'm not sure. Yeah, this was in the bundle because it's got the same $5 price on here. So we got Sacrifice, he picked that up for me. Outcast, yeah, that was in the bundle as well. So all these games he got for $5. This one came in a big box bundle, and that was Revenge Battle for Jacob's Star. So that was in a big bundle of games that I picked up. Moving down next shelf. Now these, hopefully you can see in here, this Murder Party for the Commodore 64. My mother brought that. She really wanted to chuck murder mystery parties. I think they used it once, but it was a lot of printing and a lot of setup. So I think after the first time they really didn't do it much. This is one I wanted, Movie Maker for the Commodore 64. Really loved that. This is another one I picked up. This is sealed. This is for the Atari. Which one's it? This is one of the Atari computers. So, Age of Adventures. I think this is one of the early 8-bit Atari computers. It was like a /console/ a computer. But this is completely sealed, so I'm not even tempted to open it. I don't have a disk drive for it anyhow. I think this is another Commodore editor. This came with one of the Commodore 64s my mum picked up cheap for me, because I ended up with 2 Commodore 64s back in the day. Here is just a bag I got for $1 of 1830 Train Simulator, and I think it's got Train Tycoon in there, and I think it's also got the modern version of Pirates in there. I got that at Vinnie's before they thought everything PC related was worth a fortune. Hanna-Barbera Animation Workshop. I remember sending away for a version of this, but it only came with the floppy disk, and I saw this on eBay for $5, so I grabbed it. So it comes with the disc there, and that's for the Amiga. Okay, so we got Age of Mythology there. Another one. These are all op shop finds. Zoo Tycoon, which it's missing one of the double discs. I think it's missing disc 2. This is a recent pickup. I found the original Harry Potter game for the PC. Another thrift find, Silent Hunter 2, PC. Gearworks. This is one of the first big box games I found after I started looking. Found this at the tip. They're basically giving this away. as another thing, back when I started collecting, people didn't want most of this stuff, so I was glad to pick that up. Same with Medal of Honor. I did not pay $30 for it. I paid $5 for that. And same with this. This was a $5. I bought those two at the same time, so they were both $5. StarCraft Battle Set. I think that was a $5 fine as well. This one here, the Sum of All Fears. $2 I think I paid for that. That was at a thrift store. Asteroid came in a bundle. This one I found at a giant secondhand bookshop. The guy actually had that sitting at the back. He didn't actually have it on the shelf, but when I was talking to him about what kind of retro books I was looking for the Commodore 64 and the Tandy for programming, he said, "Oh, I've got a game sitting at the back. I didn't know what to do with it." So yeah, he sold that to me reasonably cheap, $5 or $10 I think. Okay, moving down, most of these are peripherals. This is another good find. These are old computer sealed DOS games for video poker. These are unopened. Got these from the Canberra Recycling Centre for a couple of bucks each. I've got 3 games there from them. All these are sealed, and these are like real old DOS based games. This one here, actually this is special. I bought this one brand new. This is special to me because this is a golf game that me and my Uncle Joe used to play all the time. He used to come to my place and we'd spend hours playing golf on the PC. This one I picked up from one of my jobs. It was sitting in a school library just gathering dust, and yeah, they wanted to make some space, so they generously donated that to me. This is one of my other early finds. It was the case for Cap and Co. This was actually in with all the jigsaw puzzles, so I got that for $2. What was it? I think this was a bundle as well. This came in a bundle. Godzilla bundle again, sealed. Another probably a year ago I found this at Vinnie's for $2 in the puzzles. So I got Spirit of Speed. I think this might have been in a bundle as well. Clive Barker's Vikings. Or was that Viking? No. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyhow, so I found that. Football, I think Christine found these 2 for me. Air War, I think I found that in a thrift store. Chess, sealed. And down here, some more. These are more peripherals, I think. Some educationals, Cosmo, Better Homes and Gardens, and it tells you how you can draft out your garden and so forth like that. A lot of educational stuff. That was donated by the school that donated the other game. Trivial Pursuit never opened. This is just the Thai Redstone. Learn Thai. I got that for near nothing. Printmaster Plus for the Commodore 64. I've had that for years. I had that brand new. The Best of 200 Games. It doesn't actually have that, but it does have discs from a company that I did work experience for many years ago in Sydney. And I was a bit surprised when I opened that up, thinking I'm going to find the CD-ROM, and it was a heap of discs with floppies in it from the company that I used to. We'll have a quick look at that. So, yeah. So this I did work experience with this company here. Quick Start Software. It was a little startup company back in the 80s. Some of this is actually not from them, I don't think. That's Quick Start Software. Yeah, that's not CGI Chess. I don't know where that's from. But these ones here, I've got some of these for the Commodore 64 that I got from them. That's another one from there, Quick Start Software. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised when I opened this and found these inside. Fond memories of working there. I don't know if don't think they're still going, but yeah. Okay, let's move back. So we'll move. And these are just kids printing out. These are just kids printing out stuff here. Toy Story 2, Microsoft Art. So we'll move back up to the top. Now this is one of my favourite shelves, the LucasArts shelf. So I've got the LucasArts Archive, the original one. This one came with a number of Day of the Tentacle, Indiana Jones and Fate of Atlantis, and a few other ones. Not the original Zach McCracken box there, but the next best thing. This is the extra large boxes that they used to bring out once games had been around for a while. I think I bought that about 5 years after Zach McCracken originally came out. Also, again, Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge. Couldn't get the original box at the time, but I've got the extra large. Obviously, these are my little miniature replicas. Then we got the that's the new. It's not really LucasArts, but the same person that did, same creators that helped work on Zach McCracken Maniac Mansion, worked on that one. I got the Dig, not the original box again, but close enough. The Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This I've had brand new. I got that from my grandmother, brand new. This is the Amiga point-and-click adventure version. I picked that up recently. Maniac Mansion. This was given to me by my mother as I think it was a birthday or Christmas present. It must have been a birthday because I was allowed to use it as soon as I got it. So Christmas presents usually got wrapped up until Christmas Day. So yeah, I was able to use that straight away. The Dallas Quest. Now I used to have this on. This is the Commodore 64 version. I used to have this on the Tandy Coco 3. But when I got rid of the Tandy Coco 3, it went as well. But I was lucky enough to find one in really good condition. Now, I had to import this from the United States because I have never seen this come up on eBay in Australia. So I don't know what happened to the copy. Yeah, there must be a few more copies than the one I used to have. This one, here we got Global Commander. It's another one by Datasoft. One I used to see in the magazines all the time, but never came across it at the game shops. Black Daphnia, I think it's pronounced. It's got Dennis Hopper does the narration. I picked this up recently. Hell, I brought brand new back in the 90s. I actually went and got a memory chip upgrade so I could play Hell. It was one of the first ones to use kind of that. They take real actors and then create CGI characters over the real the actors, and that's got Dennis Hopper in it as well. A game I never was able to complete, so I'd love to go back and finish that. Here is a copy of Operation Stealth, another game I used to love on the Amiga. Now this is the Atari ST version. But yeah, it's another game I need to go back and complete. Search for the King. Now I actually completed this. This is a point-and-click adventure game. Yeah, I bought this reasonably, not this one, but the original copy I had I bought reasonably cheap at a game expo. Cinemaware presents. This I've had since I was a kid for the Commodore 64. It has not seen, I didn't look after it as well as I should have. It's got Rocket Ranger, the Three Stooges, and Sinbad in it. Rocket Ranger is another game I would love to go back and complete. Okay, moving down, we got this. This was Space Quest 1 for the Amiga Commodore. This was donated to me from my mate Stephen again. This is one of his favourite games, and I was really shocked when he gave me this because I know how much he used to love this game. So I was really happy and proud to put it on my shelf. So thank you, Stephen, again. Another little one of my miniatures. I did make a miniature of Space Quest 1, which I did send my mate as a thank you for everything that he donated to the games room. So he's got that in his collection. He's got a miniature version, which is probably a little bit easier to handle than the big box. He didn't have the room. This is another one I picked up reasonably cheap off eBay. And it's got the King's Quest 2 and Police Quest 2 and Space Quest 2 all in one bundle. Here's you've probably seen the videos where I've picked up. This is King's Quest 4. Love to get the 1, 2, 3 in this gold box, but they're getting a bit expensive to pick up. Here's King's Quest 5. King's Quest, which one is this? This is King's Quest 6. King's Quest 7 apparently. 7, 1, 2, 3 and 7 seem to be very expensive for some strange reason. This one here I've bought brand new when I got my first 486. I had to get the Leisure Suit Larry Greatest Hits collection, and I was so happy when I got that. I was underage though. I think you had to be 18 to buy this. I think I was 17 when I got it. So I was a bit surprised when the guy sold it to me, but I guess he just didn't care. I think he was just happy to sell software. Oh, excuse me. Happy to sell software. Gold Rush. This is not my original. I had this on the Amiga. This is the IBM version. Yeah, the original one I had for the Amiga I picked up in a big game expo. But yeah, I love this game. This is a great Sierra game. If you haven't played Gold Rush, there is a remake which is probably a little bit easier to play. You can get off Steam, but yeah, the original is a bit slow in just loading and stuff like that, but it is a great game. I loved it. Another game I used to have on my original Tandy Coco 3, this is a Tandy Coco 3 version again. This is cartridge based, but yeah, it was one of the first games I had on the Tandy Coco 3. This is a game again that one of my best mates brought me for a gift. He was right into point and click adventure games like I was, so this was a gift from my mate John. I don't even know. I think it was just we seen it and it was discounted at Kmart, and he said, "Oh, let's get it anyhow," and he just brought it. So yeah, and he left it in my collection. Is this for the Commodore 64? No, this is the Tandy version, I think. Which one did I? No. Oh, we must have got this when I got my first 486. So yeah, that's it. I didn't think that was IBM. Anyhow, this is a Pyramid. I got this cheap at a charity shop. I don't think we ever had this TV show in Australia, so I was a bit surprised to see it for sale in Australia. I remember seeing that all the time in the electrical stores. Another one that I've had since brand new. This is the 2003 version. That's Holly's Board Games. So kept a big box of that. Got Worms here. This is the Amiga version. I bought that off eBay. Got a little bit ripped up here. I don't know. I think that happened when they brought it originally. This is another sealed game I think I picked up at a charity shop or something. It was completely sealed. I did not pay $10 for it, but yeah. Yeah, I just can't remember where this came from. Yeah, Evil Islands. Huh. Isn't that strange? I've got so many things in my collection. I have this one. Either this was a thrift store find, which I don't believe. I'm not sure, but it could be from a bundle. Anyhow, this was another Descendant 2. I found this was at a recycling centre. So yeah, that was nice. I would love to get hold of the first. This is Descendant. So yeah, so I got that one at I think I only paid a couple of bucks for that too, so that was good. And moving down to the next shelf, we got Dragon's Lair, Siege's Castle. This I brought when I brought my second Amiga. I had an Amiga that when I moved on to PC, I got rid of. I don't know why. And then I went and brought another one, and I kept that one. I lent that Amiga to my uncle who used to like playing North and South on. But then he said to me one day, I thought he was talking about a normal keyboard, but he was actually referring to the Amiga. He said it wasn't working anymore, and he said, did I want it? And he then proceeded to throw it out, because I said, oh, I don't want that old thing, not realising it was talking about the Amiga. Anyhow, so that's the only game I got kept out of that, and I bought that at Cash Converters, that one. Space Ace I picked up on eBay Games. eBay. I think I only paid like $5 or $10 for it. Like I said, it's when most of this stuff no one really wanted. Champions, I think that might be... I think that came in a bundle. Is that Commodore 60? I think that's Commodore 64. No, it's Amiga. Yeah, I think I picked that up at a bundle at a garage sale. God of the Aztecs. Now, this is the Atari ST version. I used to love playing this on the Amiga. I had the pirated version of this. Never got to the end of this. I got about halfway through years ago, but yeah, it's got tricky controls. I did do a gameplay on that, so you can check that out. This was another... I think I got this in the bundle of Amiga games I got a few years back now. Was that Blade Warrior? Some more... I think this came in the bundle as well. Picked this Commodore 64 value pack up at the Canberra Recycling Centre. So that was a good score. This is a cassette for the Commodore 64. Now, these all came from my family friend. Her and her husband had a Commodore 64, and she sent me down all these box games. He was into military stuff, so and they're in really nice condition too. Except for that, don't know why that box got a little bit damaged. But yeah, all the rest are in mint condition. He bought them brand new. This is another good one. My mate, one of my mates used to love playing this when we were kids on the Commodore 64 Gunship. More Stealth Fighter. Got a couple of little... I'm not sure where these come from. I think these came from Mel when she done a video. We did the video collab. I mentioned that before, which you can go and check out. This is another game that came in the Amiga bundle. I got it from a garage sale. The Ultimate Ride. Yeah, I'm kind of lose track of not every... I think this was in the bundle too. I know some of these came from the family friend as well. No, that must have been a bundle because that's an Amiga. This co-op one. This is a Commodore 64. Yeah, this came from family friend. So that was one of the games she sent down. It's got Bubble in it, which is cool. And a number of other really excellent games. This one I got off eBay. I used to have this on the Commodore 64. This is a game that my grandmother actually brought me back in the day when I was little, where it's Caveman Olympics. I always wanted to play this, gameplay of this, but yeah, I haven't got around to it yet, so hopefully I'll do that. I might try it on one of the other... I think you used to be able to get this on the Amiga and the IBM, so I might see if I can find it on the Amiga and play it on that. Shanghai. Now, this is in really nice condition. This is a cartridge-based game for the Tandy Coco 3. I got this from the guy who sold me the Tandy Coco 3 I got now. In really nice condition. I used to have this as a kid too. I used to play this. So it's basically Mahjong there. Jane's Pond for the Atari ST. Yeah, another game I loved on the Amiga. I never came across the Amiga version of the original one, so I was happy to pick that up. Okay, moving down. Here's some more games. This is another one of the games that my cousin found for $5. The Command and Conquer. Oh, yeah, there's a big box, this one. This one actually has a metal figure in it. So, this is the Platinum Edition. So, inside there's a little soldier man. Here's another great game I picked up at the local recycling centre. Hexon, the original one. Oh no, this is the sequel to... I just can't remember what the first game was. And anyway, I picked that up at the tip for near nothing, so that was a nice find. This one I found at the Canberra Recycling Centre again. This game runs on Linux, the openware operating system. So something I haven't seen before, so that was cool. Secret Service, I think this was one that my cousin got me as well. I can't remember now. But yeah. This is the sequel, I think. The expansion pack. Neverwinter Nights. So that's 1 and 2. I did have I've got the small box versions of these. But I went to a charity shop in Canberra and I actually found these two in there. And so I'll probably eventually try to get rid of my little doubles. Redshift, that's I got the Canberra tip as well, which is... It just basically is a solar system software. So that was a nice little find. That was in with the jigsaw puzzles. Race to the Moon. Again, I think... No, I picked this up online, I think. I think I got this for a couple of bucks with some boxed Game Boy Advance games, I think I got that. No, I think I paid like $5 for that. I think I paid more for the shipping for that and the 2 Game Boy Advance games than I actually paid all up. Another game I got from the tip and sealed. This old classic board games. Boggled came in a bundle. This is sealed as well. Never opened this Boggle, sorry. Dogfight. Where did I get Dogfight from? I think that was a tip find as well. They came from the recycling centre. Rocketeer. This is like Rocket Ranger. This is based on the movie that Disney brought out. It's not as good as a game as the one that I showed before from Cinemaware. Rocket Ranger. I prefer the Rocket Ranger one over this one. But I got that in a bundle online as well. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That was another bundle one. I used to rent this when I got my 486. I used to rent this. I think it was the 486, or maybe it was the next computer up. But I used to rent this from the video store and play this. A huge Monty Python fan. This I got in the Amiga bundle, and that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the... Is this the UK one? No, this is the Australian release one, because the UK one's Teenage Mutant... What is the UK one? Teenage Mutant Ninja... They weren't ninjas, they were something else. So that's... Yeah. So that's the... I think this must be the Australian one, because we still call them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So that might have been just Teenage Mutant Turtles or something like that. And yeah. Yeah, so I got that in the bundle of Amiga games. Moving down. Another great find at the tip before people went nuts and were asking for, $5, $10, $15 for any software. So I got this Print Shop Deluxe. This is the IBM version, I think. Down there. This came in a bundle of software. I think I paid like $50 and I got like 20, 30 mostly sealed games. So I got this Melrose Place. Not 100% sure what I think this is just like a quiz thing, or it's just screensavers or something like that. This is another one I found at the Canberra tip that was unboxed. Unfortunately, it's missing the cover, and it's actually a software. It's actually a learning software. Bit of foam there. Spellbound, that's right. So this is Spellbound. It's a, yeah, it should have a proper cover, but unfortunately the cover was missing, and it got put in with the jigsaw puzzles. PC Snap I recently picked up at the thrift store. It should come with a video card and a webcam, but those two were missing. Here is some little box of, I do have all the Myst games, but they're not in the original big box. Da Vinci Code, that's sealed, not open, but I think I picked that up the tip for near nothing as well. So most of these are just little box. There's a Riddle of the Sphinx, that's a sealed game again from the tip. Ports of Call, I picked that up. I brought that brand new. That's a remake of Ports of Call that I used to play with my mate on the Amiga. Yeah, I picked that up recently. So here's another. This is a steel case one, the Total Warhammer. I found that at the tip, I think. Yeah, so it's all there. Oh. So that's the PC version there. So it's got everything with it in this nice steel casing. Oh, put that back. And of course there's Stubbs the Zombie. Now if you got the big box of that, and I think if you got that on Xbox, and I don't know if it came out on PS2. I don't think it came out on PS2, but if you got that on the original Xbox or in the original box for the PC, that actually goes for a good amount of money. Okay, let's move on now. So we're back up the top here. So this is where I mainly keep most of the SimCity or things along those lines. So the first big box is this Global Effect. Now this is Amiga, so it's a bit like Sim Earth. It's probably the closest you're going to get to anything like it. I always wanted this for the Amiga, but I could never get a copy in Australia. Obviously they must have sold in Australia, because I brought this second hand in Australia off eBay. So yeah, I was quite happy to get that. It's something I need to sit down and play again. I used to have a demo version, but it always crashed. Of course there's Sim Earth. I bought this off eBay. I'd love to get the complete collection of all the Sim stuff, but it's really hard to get the original boxes. That weighs a ton. There's a real big thick box in that. Sim Ant. My mate used to have this. He used to love playing this, Sim Ant. So I picked this off of eBay for $5 or $10, but it's in pretty rough condition. The best SimCity score I got was the original SimCity on the Amiga. And this one I like. This is hard to get because it has the knockoff Godzilla on the front cover. Now this was they were sued by the people who own the rights to Godzilla. So Maxim had to redo these covers. So a lot of these covers you'll find don't have the Godzilla on them. The later versions, I've got the Tornado or one of the other disasters. They don't have the Godzilla on the front cover. So if you can pick one of these up with the Godzilla, you're laughing. That was a really good score. Every time I bid it on one of these with the Godzilla, I always got outbid by, you know, $20-30. So this one slipped under the radar with bidding on eBay, and I was able to get that under $50, so I was quite happy. SimCity 2000, I brought this brand new. This is for the 486? Might have been for the slightly older computer, but yeah, as soon as that came out, I had to have it. Same with SimCity 3000. This is my original copy. SimCity Deluxe 4 is also my original copy. Sim Chopper is I brought that. As soon as I saw that, I had to have Sim Chopper. What I liked about that, you could actually fly around your Sim City 2000 games. I wish they did that with the Sims. That's what I was hoping. When the Sims came out, I thought it was going to be like Sim Chopper or Sim Streets of Sim City, where you could draw, import your own city and then walk around it as a sim. But as we all know, it didn't turn out that way. Sim Mania is basically, I found this at the tip. It is missing a few of these I haven't been able to get. So it's got Sim Chopper in it. It's meant to have Sim Chopper, Sim Golf, Sim City. Which one's that? Sim Theme Park, Sim Coaster, and Sim Safari. I think the only one I'm missing is Sim Golf. I can't get that. Oh, every time I get that, it's not the... Yeah. Sim Farm, that's another one. When I saw that on the shelf, I had to have. Unfortunately, I don't know what it is with these little Sim boxes. Everyone I've seen is falling apart. I don't know what it is. But I've had that from brand new, and it started breaking down as soon as I brought the thing. So I don't know what the story is with those boxes. Here I've got, I think these are expansions. Is this the new? Yeah, I think this is the new Sim City that came out. And I've got a couple of the expansions. There's Sim City Deluxe. Oh, there's Sim. So I've got Sim Golf as a separate thing, but it doesn't match the Sim Mania ones. Also, again, I picked up the re-release of Sim Ant. Spore I brought brand new. When I heard this was coming out, I had such hopes for this. I still liked it, but it wasn't as good, or didn't have the features that I was hoping for. I love the evolution stuff, but once you got into the space, it just became a drag, if you know what I mean. Like, it was just on and on and on. But I did get the expansions. I did play this, but yeah, the space section, it was so huge that I lost interest pretty quickly after that point. This one was one of the games that my cousin found. It was they only wanted $5 for it, so I was quite happy to get that, especially with the polygon. Is it polygon or this weird triangle box? So that was pretty cool. Okay, moving on to Sim City. Sim City, The Sims. These are really Christine's collection here, but we got 2 copies of the Sims, the original Sims, because we originally got one that was unboxed that we brought online, and then when I was at the Canberra Tip, I came across a sealed copy. So this one's completely sealed, and yeah, pretty much picked all these up at charity shops. I think Unleashed is sealed as well. And the only one we can't find in big box is Sims Making Magic. Now, I don't know if it ever was released in a big box. I've never come across it. I can't find any information about it. So I'm expecting this is when they started putting them into the more DVD-like cases. And yeah, Sims 2 stuff. Down here's the same. We could pretty much got the full set, all the Sims from Sims 1 all the way up to Sims 4. And we've got all those. On this shelf is where I really keep all my DS games and 3DS games. There's so many here. We could be here all day, so we won't go through too many, but I do have some really nice titles over here. Mario Party. I've got some of the Professor games. Super Mario, I got that off my sister-in-law. The 2 Game & Watches ones that you had to be in the Nintendo club to get those. I actually got one imported from Japan. Pokemon Dash, I think I found that. No, I bought that from EB Games when they had the big sale, when they started getting rid of all these. So I've got a fair bit here. These 2, this one, yeah, I got this one off my sister-in-law as well, Princess Peach. Diddy Kong Racing on the NDS I got from a garage sale. So we've got a stack here still. Nothing, I don't think there's anything too great in that pile. Yeah. Animal Crossing on the NDS. Mario Kart I got from my sister-in-law. SimCity. So, yeah, a lot of these, and there was a whole stack. But the ones with most of the price tags on actually came from my brother. There's a video on that if you want to go and check that out. Yeah, so that's all there. Now I got here a couple of that's a little manual for thing. I got a couple of, now this, I got the case for this. My cousin gave me this. He lost the game, so there's no game in this. So I've been keeping an eye out for a loose copy of this PS Vita game, but no luck so far. I did get a copy of Uncharted on the PS Vita. That's the only two games the only game I've got on the PS Vita. These are two Dreamcast games, the Japanese ones. So there's 2012, which is a fighting game. These are all, because my Dreamcast is a Japanese import that they actually gave to me for near nothing because they couldn't get rid of it. So I got these two games. It's the only two games I got on the Dreamcast, and my only Xbox One game that I found at a thrift store so far. Yoka and Laylee, I think that's how you pronounce it. So yeah, that's the only Xbox One game I've got. Okay, move down to the next shelf is where I keep all my boxed Master System games. A lot of them covered up because of these. I got some Commodore 64 games on cassette that I have to find a home for at some point. So there's Master System, Mega Drive. So yeah, it's amazing how fast you run out of space. I've got a couple this Kadash I really want, but I've got some really top end games here. There's Acrobat game here. I think this is a pretty expensive one to pick up. Actually, that came in the bundle that I had. And I think I got Acrobat 2 there as well. So I've got James Bond 2 on the Mega Drive, Sonic, Jurassic Park, PGA Tour Golf. What's behind here? So I've got a few other games behind there. Over here I've got all my boxed Atari games. Some of these are sealed still. These Sesame Street ones are sealed. So we go right up over here. So basically, I do try to just get the games that I used to have as a kid, but when the Atari games, if you see them boxed, I always pick them up if I can. Next shelf down is the boxed games I've got for the VC4000. I've done a video on that if you want to check that out as well. These I imported from Israel. I got them really cheap, but they're really hard to find in Australia. It mainly was a console for the German or European market. So, but it was we had similar things here in Australia, but not that cartridge. This is just a cartridge for the Tandy Coco 3. I got two of those. I got this football one, which is boxed, and these are for the Hemex. I think that's how you pronounce it. Which is it's almost similar to the VC4000, but this is more what we got in Australia. So it's very blocky. It's nothing. The graphics are not that exciting. Here is my ColecoVision that came with the ColecoVision I got off my friend. I think the only one this Smurfs and is I brought that didn't come with the ColecoVision I got off my friend. So we've got Donkey Kong, Smurfs, Mousetrap. This is what made me fall in love with the ColecoVision, is Mousetrap. I do have this on the Commodore Amiga now. Atari 2600, sorry. But yeah, this is the game that made me fall in love with the ColecoVision when I was a kid. This and Ladybug. So I absolutely love Ladybug. So that was the two games I used to play all the time. Over here, behind this Switch, this Wii fishing rod these are the two Game Boy Color, sorry, I said the Game Boy Advance before, but these two box Game Boy Color games, which is just the snowing ski, just the snowboarding and Nemo. But yeah, these are cases I found for some of my loose games, the Goonies 2 and all these. Unfortunately, Battle Chess, when I got it, it came in a bundle, but for some reason I got two games that are really NSTC. So these I can't actually play these because both my NESs are PAL. Here a heap of Super Nintendo games that my mate gave me. He gave me pretty much all these: Star Fox, Mega Man 7, Bomberman. Nintendo, that's for the N64. That's my only boxed N64 game. Time Lord, which is NES boxed. This one I got, it was loose in that box that me and my uncle brought for $2. This Bugsy. So I got that. And Maniac Mansion for the NES. Of course, here's all my GameCube games over here. A lot of these I did get in a big bundle at... I scored twice actually. I got a big bundle at a big charity sell-off where they were trying to get rid of a heap of stock, and you just piled in what you wanted and gave them a price, and I got a heap. I got Mario Party 4 in it, so Mario Sunshine came with it, and so many of these. Mario Golf I brought separately, and then I got a whole heap in a big bundle at a garage sale. Down on this shelf, it's just mainly old manuals for my old Amiga and some old Tandy Coco 3 books. There's the older Mac that's out of the 1990 Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. These I've had for decades. When I had my Commodore 64. These tell you how to make sprites and so forth. Yeah, so that's all those. I've got some loose PC games. I did pick up Sim Mania. This is the first Sim Mania that came out, but somebody's cut up the box and put them in these hard cases. I would have rather them keep the box. But yeah, so I've got another copy of Sim Tower, Sim City, Sim Isle. That's just ones I've picked up. There's Sim Street and a few others in here, but yeah, Diablo, but they're just loose. I just haven't got anywhere to put them at the moment. And some in here, there's just more stuff here. This is a game that you play on your Apple II. It was never opened, it's still sealed. So these are just magazines, some Minecraft books there, Jigsaw Puzzle, and some VTech games, and of course Mario plushie. Okay, over here, we'll get back up top here. So we got this used to belong to my mother. I don't know, she loved Mini Coopers, so I think when she saw this she had to have it. So it's a Mini Cooper racetrack. So when she passed away, I ended up with that. This is the PlayStation 2 Real World Golf. Underneath that, these two Sing Stars and Ace Races is the actual device you use to play that game. So I got two boxed. I got a boxed PlayStation 2 SingStar and Ace Races. I only kept one of those. I used to have a couple, but I think I got rid of one because, yeah, it's all the same. It's just different covers. Down here is my Wii U collection. So I haven't got many Wii U games at the moment. They're getting very hard to find in the wild. And any of the decent titles, you know you're paying for them. There's another Yoshi there. Stay. Now this, it's funny, this Animal Festival, when it came out, everyone was super excited. They were hoping for what we got on the Switch, but we ended up with this board game type Wii U game. Now, they couldn't sell these, so I think I got this for $7, brand new, unopened. So I was quite happy to get that. I got that from the Gamesman actually. So yeah, I got some more Wii U games there, and I picked up this Sing Party at a garage sale complete. So there's the Sing Party. So that's basically all my Wii U stuff. Now the next couple of shelves are all pretty much Wii games. So I've got Zomba there, and this is the latest to the collection, Sonic Sega All-Stars, and they're doubled row. It's just, I've got 2 shelves of double row games of the Wii. Probably the only Wii game here I'd never sell, which I don't know if it's at the front here. Well, obviously I'd never get rid of the Wii Party, the Wii Party games. I've got Epic Mickey there, 1 and 2. Was that 3? Oh, that's the original. Yeah, that's the original Epic Mickey. There is a Tiger Woods golf game I'll never get rid of, because when my father got sick, that's the game we used to play together. So there's Super Smash Bros. And some more Sesame Street ones. So I've got them. That's the full set of those. But yeah, always keeping an eye out for Wii games, because they're probably one of the cheapest things to pick up for besides PS2 games now. It's the Wii Draw, got 2 lots of those. Another couple of fishing Wii games, and Glee Karaoke, which I have showed them off before. Okay, so we'll move back around this way. So we've done that shelf. So I'll show up. This is the TV that I play the Switch on. So there's my Switch. I do play me only on this TV. I do play me Switch and some of the more modern consoles that I have, like the PS3 and the Xbox 360. But most of the other stuff's a little bit, doesn't work too good. Oh, the Wii and the Wii U kind of works on this TV still well. That's just a display box. These days I hardly use the DVD player, because I've got between these 2 big media boxes where I've got all my TV shows on that one, all my movies on that one, so I don't have to keep pulling out DVDs. I can just watch it from there. And in between, I've got all my Nintendo Switch games. Unfortunately, not a huge selection. There is another one I want to get at the end of this month, which will be Mario Golf. So Mario Kart, Untitled Goose Game, Disney Classic. Now this one's good. This is such a fun game, and now they've made it a 2-player game as well. So I've pretty much completed this, except for there's one. I haven't seen anyone play it yet. There's a section where you got to complete the task before the bell goes off. So I haven't seen anyone complete that yet. We've got the Disney classic of Aladdin and The Lion King, which I'm looking forward to going back and playing these on the Switch. I started, but I haven't gone back to it yet. Goat Simulator, Super Mario Party, Animal Crossing. Christine plays that more than I do. Unboxed. This is a game I thought it might have been fun, but it's more frustrating than anything. Unboxed. Newbie's Adventure. Of course, Monopoly. That's a game that me and Christine play often. Mega Party. Now this, if you see this, unless somebody gives it to you, or you're getting it for $1, I'd stay away from it. Mega Party. It is absolutely rubbish. Me and Christine had a go at it. She did us. There's a snowboarding section. Basically, it glitched out and she was forever falling. So we had to actually turn the game off because we couldn't. It just wouldn't stop falling off the map. It just went into a void of nothingness. And then, of course, there's Scrabblenauts there. And under the cupboard there is where I keep all my. These are pretty much all the cables for all my consoles. There's my camera box. But yeah, so I try to. The cabinet that I've got all my gaming stuff in now doesn't actually. It's too small to have the cables and that in the background. So, or they're pretty much in here. And same here. This is mainly all. Okay, yeah, it's mainly. There's a few Switch stuff up top there in that drawer. There's my Switch box, a game Labyrinth that I picked up not long ago. These are read-along tape and books. I got Star Trek. What's this one? Yeah, so this one's all the Star Wars. The first 3 Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, and Return of the Jedi. The 2 Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones and the Last Starfighter. This one I've had since I was a kid. Then there's the Star Trek one. This is the one I wanted as a kid, but I recently picked it up a couple of months back, or maybe a year ago now. And of course, this one I've had as a kid as well, the Garfield one. I used to listen to that to death. And this is just a big 1985, ready to go. It's got 6 cassettes, and it's got all the hits from that time. I wanted that for my birthday. My dad and me went looking for it in 85, and we couldn't find it. It wasn't until recently I realised this was like one of those. You had to ring the 1-800 number, and then you ordered it, and then they sent it out to you. So, yeah, no wonder my dad and me couldn't find it in the stores. So, yeah, down here is all my Nintendo Wii accessories and cables and whatnot. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff for that, like a lot of people probably do. Okay, moving on over here. So on this shelf here, I've got my Godzilla, which I've had for decades now. I got this secondhand at a secondhand store, probably 88, 89. This is just some of the amiibos that I've got on here. And down here now, there's a mixture in here. At the front here is all PSP games. Some of these I got off my mate Stephen, and some I've just picked up along the way. There's some original Xbox, some Xbox 360 games, PS2 games, just so many. And I've actually got to go through these because I think I'm starting to get doubles. So there's some PS, and I think there's PS3 games behind there. But yeah, I'm just so many. Kingdom Hearts, that's one that my mate gave me. Down here, this is like a double shelf of PS2 stuff. A lot of this is PS2 games that my mate gave me. There's a few there that I've picked up myself. So mainly the RPG ones are the ones that he pretty much gave me. He loved these RPGs. But there's a couple of good Evil Dead ones among there. And down the bottom here, there's a sneak peek of a couple of games I picked up the other day. And these I haven't been able to find anywhere to sit these up. They're so big. I might have to put some hooks on the wall and hang them up, but they're so weighty. I don't know. And I've got a Rubik's game under there. And just above Godzilla is my TIE Fighter that I've got hanging off the curtain rod there. Just got it on a bit of fishing wire. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a matching this has been replaced at somewhere along the line, so I don't know, they haven't got quite the right matching, or the rest of it's all faded. But there's also it's got a little action figure in there, so I don't know if that's what originally came with this model, but yeah. So I think this is the 90s version, not the early 80s version that came out. This was the re-release. And now we'll move on to the display cabinet. Sorry for any reflections. I will try opening the doors if I can. So this is, let's see if I can get a better shot of this. I'll go to the other side of the room so you can get a wide shot to start off with. Is the display cabinets. This has got these hold all my consoles. When I say consoles, I do have some doubles that I've kept packed away because I just didn't think it was necessary to put doubles in the cabinets anymore. So since we're on this side, we'll start over here. And up the top is not all consoles. There is some toys. So that's my 3D rendering of me as a Star Trek captain. Let's open the door here so we don't get the reflection. So yeah, so there's me as a Star Trek captain. I had I had to send get a 3D scan to have that done. I don't know, what do you reckon? Does it look like me? Let's get him looking at the camera. In focus. Yeah, behind there is the Robocop. Now, I picked this up at a garage sale. This is pretty cool. I did not know this when I picked it up. You actually push the button.
Don't move.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You called for backup. Don't move.
Yeah, so if you push that button in the center there, it does speak. But when I bought this, I didn't know that actually did that. There is another model that actually has the leg will open and he'll have his gun inside. That's the only thing I'm missing from it. That toy did come with a Robocop gun, but it was missing. But it was in a garage sale. Behind there is the 11th Doctor's screwdriver. Christine brought me that as a birthday present. Rubik's Cube, Thunderbirds number 2. It actually will drop down the middle and the little bulldozer will come out. Lego E.T. That E.T. Me and my brother had that since we were kids. The finger used to light up, and I think the chest did as well. But it got broken over the years, and I don't know what happened to the rest of the finger. It's gone missing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle I picked up at a garage sale. The same one as the Robocop garage sale. And what do we got over here? Oh, we've got more toys. That's the robot from Red Dwarf. Excellent show. And just bits and pieces from my favourite movies. My Betamax version of Muppet Babies I've had since a kid. I watched that to death. It had two of my favourite things. It had the Muppets, especially Muppet Babies, and it had the Raiders of the Lost Ark episode. I used to love that. Here's the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. And we'll move down to the next one now. This is one that I get commented on a lot. A lot of people, they know the Atari 2600. Some know the Atari ST, but there's a lot of people don't know there was a lot of Atari consoles that came out in between the Atari 2600 and the Atari ST. So this one came in the box that me and my uncle found for $2. So I got this complete Atari XE in the big bundle, and it came with 3 games, keyboard, the Atari gun, and the console itself. I retro brighted this. It used to be it looked more yellow than it did grey. It didn't come with a joystick, but I found this Atari joystick that kind of matches it. I think the original joystick was the same colour as the console. Here is my replacement Darth Vader Atari 2600 with the kids keyboard that works with the Sesame Street Atari games. We used to have this one like this originally when we were kids, me and my brother, but it died and Mum went out and bought a Junior later on. Down on the next shelf is the original Xbox and 2 Duke controllers. So I've had this one for ages. Not my original, but it's one I've had for a long time. My Xbox 360, I did buy this from EB Games, which is like GameStop, so I'm still waiting for the dreaded light of death on it. Next one down is the Super Nintendo. Got one controller with it. Here is the NES. Now this I had to replace the door on this. This is a reproduction door, but I have 2. My brother gave me 2 sets, both in box. But I also got another one that Christine's cousin gave me. So I've got 3 of these NES, so if one goes bum, it's not too bad. Light guns, I've got this is the original light guns that came out with the system until there was controversy about kids playing outside with them and cops were confusing them for a real gun, especially in the dark, I guess. So that's the story I was always told. So they replaced them to those bright orange ones. So I've got 2 of the original light guns and I've got 1 orange one. This is a knockoff Famicom. I originally thought this is Christine's cousin gave me this. I originally thought this was a genuine Famicom when he showed me the pictures, but when I got home, when he gave it to me and I started reading it, I realised Famicom didn't have computer game. It's family computer on there, so that's one way you can tell if you ever come across one of these and you think you found the original Famicom. It should say family computer, not computer game. Here is VTech Kid Simulator. So this is just like a normal console. You put cartridges in there, but it's massive. Now this is the Soundic, which is basically it's just a glorified Pong machine, really. I showed the cartridges earlier. I think they also came out as Hamonex, which I do have a Hamonex one, but it doesn't work, so I left this one out. Here's another Famicom kind of knockoff that I found for $2 up at the tip. It kind of works, doesn't kind of work, so you gotta. It's a bit funny, that one. And here I've just got I've got 2 rows of Commodore 64 games that I've had ever since I was a kid. These are blank floppy disks, some inboxed old style headphones with the still the orange foam, some tape recorders, Amiga 600 discs there. The rest of these are all Amiga 500 discs that I've kept and picked up again over the years. So that's everything in those cupboards. Oh. So that's the first cabinet. So we'll move on to this cabinet here. So up the top, we'll open these up again. So up the top here, we've got a lot of blank media, some blank floppy disks, some blank cassettes, a brand new diskette where you can put your discs in. These are little DVD CD-ROMs sealed, a data cartridge sealed. At the back there is Duck Hunt, a hunter's trophy. My friend gave me the rifle in the box, but it was missing the game, but I was able to pick up the game. A TAC cassette, a sealed 8-track cassette or cartridge. So I picked that up. Behind Doctor Who here, the 11th Doctor as Mr. Potato Head. There's a brand new cassette tape, a cassette cleaning tape behind Doctor Who there. That's actually a fish ornament that I picked up, and I thought it made a nice little Doctor Who display piece. Here we got, next shelf down, we got, this is just a wrestling game that came on one of these TV plug and plays. That's a VTech handheld device in there. This is another plug and play. It's missing the cables. I think, you just plug in normal AV cables, and it's got like 300 games on it. You can actually run that off batteries. Here is my PSP. This case here is actually full of PSPs. After I got my first one, I just couldn't stop getting PSPs. They just come out of nowhere. So I've got a white one that my mate gave me, and I picked another white one up in a mystery box, retro box thing I did. My cousin gave me a PSP box from his old one, and I got this PS Vita, which my father-in-law actually found in a drawer when he picked up a dresser off the side of the road to restore. Inside was a PS Vita, a Sega Master System 2, and a NES, Super NES, sorry. So that was a good score. I couldn't believe when he said he found some gaming stuff. I was not expecting a PS Vita. Unfortunately, the screen is scratched up a bit, so they didn't look after it too well, but it works fine, so I'm happy with that. Next shelf is the PlayStation shelf. So I've got a PS3, which I got for $30. I was hoping this was the backwards compatible one. This one was made just after they stopped making where you could play the PS2 games. I think you can play the PS1 games still on it, but you can't play the PS2 games. The fat PS2, which my cousin gave me, and I was able to find a couple of these cameras, the webcams for it. A PS Slim that I picked up along with what did I pick up with that? Was that, and I think Super Nintendo, was it? No, Mega Drive, sorry. I got a PS2 Slim with games and a original Mega Drive along with it. PS1. This is another one my cousin gave to me, so I've got a PS1, works fine, and comes with it. And this you don't see too often anymore is this PS2 lanyard that came out when the PS2 came. So my mum got this from where she worked at the time. She got two of these PS2 lanyards, so I kept one. The other one I sold because it was out of the packaging, and I just wanted the one. I try not to get too many doubles. Moving down to the Nintendo shelf, so I got the N64 here, two controllers, the GameCube. This was a bit of a fight to get originally at a good price, so I picked this one up, but then in the bundle that my mate gave me, he actually gave me another GameCube, same colour. And I think it only came with one purple controller though, but I've got that one in storage at the moment. This is my original Wii, so I've got that one there, and my Wii U. Down below here, this is the Intron Electronic VC4000. I showed the cartridges for that earlier. That was in the box of the $2 box with all the games and consoles. Over here is the ColecoVision. This is the one that me and my brother used to play at my family friend's place when they babysitted us. So yeah, it is unfortunately missing one controller and the power supply, because when she moved to Queensland, I think things got a little bit misplaced. So maybe one day when she gets a chance to go through things, she might be able to find those. And down below here is just an empty switch light box. That's Christine's switch light. This is a Christine. I think this is Christine's Wii in here. We just put that back in the box. There's two Wii balance boards here. There's some Wii Motion Plus grippy things. A cassette, I use this on the Coco 3, but now I've got a SD card reader, so I don't really use these tape things too much. Same with the Commodore data set at the back there. I don't use that too often now that I've got an SD card reader. And there's some more blank cassettes. Then we'll move up to the next and last cabinet. So this is the last cabinet. This is this Sega and handheld and the bits of odds and ends in this one. So we'll just start top shelf. There's a lot of knockoff consoles in the background there, but this is my original Pac-Man or Puckman that I got as a kid. It's missing the sticker because I unfortunately as a kid wanted to know what was inside, thinking for some reason I thought that should show me what was inside, and I lost the sticker. This is just a cheap knockoff handheld thing that I brought for a couple of bucks off Amazon, I think, or not Amazon, Wish.com or something like that for a video. There's a plug and play wrestling game that I got for $1 from when Kmart was not Kmart. Yeah, Kmart was selling them off for $1. This robot I've had since I was a kid. So yeah, you talk through the little walkie-talkie there, and it lights up, lights shine, and all that. But the arm is broken, and I needs a new aerial. And behind that is a Pac-Man plug and play. I've shown that in a video before as well. Next shelf down is the Atari 2600 Junior, and this this used to be off my Commodore 64 monitor. When I wasn't really, I'd moved on to PCs and all that. I lent the monitor to my little cousin so he could play his games and that. And yeah, I just over the years, I think it must have got bung or something. They threw it out because I showed no interest in it until 3 or 4 years ago. So I think it got thrown out once or it might have even went bung. These are some plug things for the Amiga 500, so you could plug that into your Amiga 500 or 1000, and then you plugged your aerial into that, and you could capture video. I don't know how good it was. I've never used it, and I think this is something similar. I think, or you could piggyback something off it. Yeah, I'm not sure. These are just some loose things that I've found in random. It's for a CAD program. So they're just things I've found for the Amiga randomly going through op shops and stuff like that. There's another great find that we found at one of the local tips was this LCD vampire game. I've done a video on that too if you ever wanted to check that out. So down here on the next shelf down, we've got the Nintendo handheld stuff. So we got the original Game Boy. Now I don't know what's happened. It was working when I packed it up and put it in storage, but when I got it out after setting up this room, it has now stopped. So I'm wondering if a capacitor or something has gone bung in it. So I've got to check that out. There's the Game Boy Color here that I got off my mate Steven. It works fine. The only thing I had to do to this, which is not uncommon, is the battery case, the battery bit here, the clips had broken, so it wouldn't hold. The batteries would stay in there, but the backing would fall off. So I got a new one of those and gave it a little bit of a clean, but it wasn't in terrible shape, so that's good and it works fine. This Game Boy Advance SP, this was another gift from an old neighbour. Their kids no longer needed it, so that works beautifully. The only thing I had to get for that is a new power cable because I couldn't find it. I got this Game Boy Advance from Christine for Christmas. That again too, the battery compartment bit was broken, so I just got a replacement bit of that. Yeah, the compartment thing here, this clip thing was broken, so got a new one of those. Though I still need to get the sticky tape off the back of that. Moving down, this is a NDS. I think this is the NDS. This is a 3D NDS 3D. So got all those. So there's still a few out there I wouldn't mind getting, like the original Game Boy Pocket. And I think that's about it. I don't know. Oh, and there's I wouldn't mind getting a 2D 3DS 2D, or the big one. So over here we've got the original Donkey Kong LCD, the Game & Watch. This was another gift from my mate Steven. Now my mate John, I think he still has his. He has one of these as well. He's had since he was a kid. There is a little bit of burn mark there that I do believe is reasonably easy to fix, but I just haven't had a chance to fix that up. But other than that, it works beautifully. Another LCD game. This is the Tandy one called Dinosaur. Got the original package for that. Here is Volcano. This is another technically Tandy or Radio Shack. Time Fun game Monkey. Now I have done a video on I've done a video on Monkey Time, but I'm not sure if I've done one on the others yet. And this is just I picked this up. It's actually got nothing in it. They've gutted it, so I just thought it was a nice display. And if I ever come across a greenhouse that's been damaged, then I've got another shell. Yeah. And moving down to the next shelf is the Sega Master System. Ooh. The Sega Master System. Got the light gun, 2 controllers, and the console. This one it doesn't have hang-on built in. It does have snail built in though. So this is one of the first Master Systems that came out in Australia, because it only has the snail. The next lot that came out, hang-on, was built in. Yeah, so got the Master System there. The original Mega Drive. Now I got that and the PS2 Slim. That was a good deal. Stack of games with that, so I was quite happy with that. I only got one controller, but I do have some knockoff controllers for that. Moving down here, we've got the Sega Master System 2. Now I've got 2 of these. One, I think this might have been originally one of my cousins that they gave it to me, Uncle Joe, and then he's just put it in with the rest of the big box of game consoles that we bought at the time. So I've got one of those, but my father-in-law did find another one. This is the Mega Drive mini or knockoff that they brought out. There was a Sega Mega Drive that came out like this, but I think this is a more modern version that I picked up the tip for a couple of bucks. And that's my Japanese Dreamcast. So this one I have to use a power converter to use it, and use the TV I've got that's got NSTC to run it. Actually, it only runs on the NSTC TV if I use S Video. So I've got that. Down the bottom here, I've got a joystick. There should be 2 joysticks in here. But this only came with one, and I did pick up one floating around I showed earlier on the Atari. This is a PS2 wireless controller. This universal game controller, you plug it into Xbox, original Xbox, PS2, PC, USB, anything you want. What else is in here? And then there's the Super Nintendo box, and that has a Super Nintendo inside. Well, that's pretty much all the consoles I have for the game room. Okay, so we'll move over to the other side of the games room now. Here I have where I have all my t-shirts that I wear when I'm filming videos. This is my Indiana Jones hat that I got That says Indiana Jones there. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, I actually got, it's a little too big for me, that one, so I need to get another one a little bit smaller, but I've got an odd shaped head, so it doesn't always work that way. So over here it's just, this is a plant that, this is actually a cutting from plants that my dad used to grow, and I've kept that. That's just and I'm trying to keep that alive as best I can. This A3 printer, this is mainly for Christine's projects, but we use it for a number of other things. This is the computer I do my video editing on and play games, and pretty much do everything on here. So I've got this. I actually went out and brought, if you do a lot of video editing on computers, I recommend one of these. This is great. This has really relieved a lot of the pain in my arm when I'm using my mouse. It gives me more support along the arm. But on the desk, I got that off. I think I got that off eBay. It was really cheap, so they're not too expensive. So yeah, I got this extra wide monitor, thinking it might be better than the two monitors when I was for video editing and that. But in hindsight now, I wish I actually just got kept the two separate monitors. Yeah, it's not as easy to edit with just one big monitor as I was hoping for. So I've got a wireless keyboard, mouse, and just all the peripherals, couple of GoPro in there and all that. I've got this USB Mega Drive gamepad that I use when playing some of the older games, but I would like to get an Atari version, NES version, and a Super NES version just for when I'm playing those particular games. And I've got a headset there just for when I'm playing online and need to talk to people. So that's my editing rig in streaming and gameplay. I don't do much streaming these days. And up here, on this shelf here, this is where I've got some of my mini consoles: PlayStation Mini, Mega Drive Mini, Super Nintendo Mini, and NES Mini, and a few other plug and play stuff there. Some amiibos, some icons there. These are just little lights. I think I did a video on those, and the Atari Flashback 8. I only brought that just for I thought it might be easier than plugging in the Atari. At the time I brought that, I only had the Atari Junior, but now I've got the Darth Vader one back. I think I'll keep that. Down here is where I have one of my Amiga 500 set up. This has a USB card reader there that I brought, so I can, instead of having to muck around with all the discs and that, I can just load them straight off that USB disc. I ended up, this little CRT TV is actually used to be Christine's TV when she was a kid. So now I'm using that for the Amiga. And over here is where I've got the Tandy Coco 3 with another little TV that my old neighbour actually gave me. His son used to play I think they only had a Master System. I don't think they had an Atari 2600 or an NES, but I think they had a Master System. So he was going to, he originally was just putting it in his shed for storage, and then I was talking to him about it, and he said, oh, you can have this TV if you want it. So that was handy. So I've got me Tandy Coco 3 set up on it with a Coco SD card reading. So once again, I was using the tape recorder because trying to get the floppy drive, so that was really expensive. There was actually, last time I looked at one, it was going to cost me what I paid for the Coco 3, so that has been a godsend having that as well. So I got that, a couple of joysticks up there, and the other CRT TV. Oh no, actually this is the one that used to belong to Christine when she was a kid. I've got my Commodore 64 hooked up to that, and that also has an SD reader on it, so I don't have to load all the games. So I haven't got the floppy drives set up on any of these. They're all run off SD cards these days. So it's there. Other than that, that's really all I've got in this corner. Down below, I've just got a heap of cables and bits and pieces I use for filming and that. I haven't really set this part up properly. And I've got this space, so I'm not sure if I want to put some more smaller shelving in here where I could bring home the rest of the PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox games and that. I could possibly run them against there. Here I do have this shelf. I've just stacked these Pac-Man lights and Super Mario question light here. I still don't really know what to do with these, and I've just got a few of my Choose Your Own Adventure books. Pick Your Path, Choose Your Own Adventure books here. I do need to bring the rest out of storage so I can set them up, and that's really it. And obviously I've got a SP. This came the Game Boy Pocket pouch I got off the neighbour that gave me the Game Boy Advance SD, and just a couple of Back to the Future hat, and a Super Mario glow in the dark cap that I picked up at the garage sale pretty cheaply. So that's about it for here. So yeah, the other thing I was thinking, maybe here, if I can afford it, I wouldn't mind getting a arcade cabinet maybe put here. I did get one. My father-in-law did build me one, but I didn't have room to put it all together. I do have all the components in storage, so I'm not sure if to do that, get a arcade cabinet and build basically a meme cabinet, or buy one already pre-done, or put the shelving there to bring the rest of the games over. But yeah, so that's this corner of the game room. Well, that's it. That is the tour for 2021 of the new game room. Still a lot of tweaks to do. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do as a little space I've got left. If I'm going to put shelving in there to bring home the rest of the Xbox 360 games, the Xbox original games, PS2 games, and I think I've got a stack of little box PC games. But even then, I don't think all that's going to fit in that small space I've got left. I've also need to go through and start weeding out some of the double games that I've accidentally picked up or I've got in bundles. I've ended up with a couple of extra doubles in all the different consoles I have. So yeah, in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are of the new game room. Maybe you can give me some ideas of better storage, or how to, especially with my loose cartridges, I want to find something a little bit better to kind of store them in, make them a bit easier to get them in and out. I'm always worried they're going to fall off the shelf. Yeah, so in the comments, let me know, and let me know if you've got a video out there of your game room tour that I should check out. Leave it in the comments down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and share this video because it really helps me out. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for joining, and I'll catch you next time. Bye. G'day guys, and welcome to Retrospect Reviews. I'm Vince. And welcome to the 1990? Oh, too many old things we have.